people, it's Traci Reed here today, and I am participating in the paper crafting YouTubers hop of To the Moon and Back today, and I am going to be working on a life crafted layout, but this is my inspiration. So I shared this Instagram post, which was a carousel post of Apollo a few weeks ago, and I really wanted to make it into a layout. So that is what I'm going to be approaching today with my spread. I'm kind of be recreating it a bit, the style of it, in my Life Crafted album. So I have the photos printed out. I printed out the ones that had frames on them with the frames, and I'm going to be using my printable the Love List collection today because it matches perfectly with the pink and the black and white. And the first thing I need to do is add a little bit of width onto these pages because I did print them out at Traveler's Notebook size, and Life Crafted albums are 5 inches rather than 4.25 inches wide on each page. So I added that black and white heart to the inside edges of the page. This also gives really nice vertical lines for the page to kind of ground the whole thing. So what I want is I want it to span the page just like the carousel post did. But I need to be aware of the holes that are punched in the inside edges of the album. So I need to make sure that and also that I'm not cutting off his face or like cutting him in half when I am cutting this page in half. Like I definitely want it at least one photo to span both sides of the page so that you get that collage like mood board, dream board look going on. But I definitely need to be careful with how I do it. So I'm gonna have to change up the orientation of the original collage a bit to make that work. So you can see me sort of moving photos around, trying to make sure that there's no dead space in between photos. So I'm gonna start by moving this photo, this Polaroid photo, inside instead of on the outside edge. And I'm making sure that when I cut that edge off of the photo to make it span the page, it doesn't cut through any words. So I made sure that the cut is going to be in between 2 words. And then I'm trying to be hyper aware of those holes where I'm going to be cutting or punching out holes for the rings as well, but I don't want there to be any dead space. So that is the problem I'm sort of grappling with here. I don't want there to be any caught space in between any of the photos. So I'm getting there. I think I'm just about done. So what this does is this is also going to leave me some room along that right hand side to add in a title and some journaling. So that'll be good too. Okay, I think I've got it. I'm gonna cut them in half. Keep your fingers crossed that we go right in between 2 words instead of through the words, and yay, we went right in between always and in. And now I've recut the holes as well. You can see that I did get some holes punched right through the side of his head. That is fine. As long as it's not in his face, we're good. So I actually have these pre-made mini Rolodex, like memory dex cards that I made when this collection first came out, I think last year. Just as making embellishments. I find it fun to do that sometimes. I call them my DIY Your Scraps video series. They're probably there's probably a video of them on YouTube. If not, it's on Instagram. But I'm going to incorporate a couple of them, and that is going to make it super easy to pull this layout together as well, because obviously I've got like 2 pre-made clusters I'm working with here that's going to take up a lot of space, and I won't have a lot of room to embellish around it, so it's already kind of pre-done for me. I am going to embellish more, but you know, this kind of gets me off on the right foot here. So the way that this is incorporated into the moon, I know that you're probably sitting here going, what does this have to do with the moon? Is one of the things like that my family has always said, and it comes from an old TV show. Of course, I didn't look up which TV show it was. I think maybe The Honeymooners. To the moon, Alice, to the moon, whenever we were playfully annoyed with each other, and this whole spread is about being playfully annoyed with a kitten. it comes from an Instagram post where I captioned the Instagram post, we all have that one coworker. And all of the journaling says he hogs the printer, he makes messes you have to clean up, he thinks he can improve on your work, he's always in the way, he takes extended breaks. So that was kind of the joke of the Instagram post, and that's actually what I'm going to name or use as a title for this page as well. So I'm gonna send him to the moon. And I know that it's a bit of a stretch, but that was what I kept thinking about when I heard the theme of this YouTube hop. And so I just had to go with it because, yeah, I could have somehow made a layout with a moon in it or something like that. But this was more authentic to what I was feeling, and it works for me. So I have some word strips from the collection, from the sticker kit in the collection, that says, "Quit petting my peeves." Because the love list had a few snarky sort of word bits about, like, not love, but like annoyance. So I used that one because it was perfect. And now I'm just going to start incorporating some of these stickers into this layout, creating a nice collage. So you can see some of these are printed on, actually on Silhouette holographic paper. So I'm going to get some nice shine with some of the embellishments that I choose for this page, which is super fun, especially when you're working with printable collections. Obviously they're all printed on paper, one form of paper or another, so it can be a little bit flat. So it's nice to print on different kinds of paper to get that variation and make your layout a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to pull in this Citrus Twist Kit yellow alphabet because it matched perfectly, and I'm going to start my title with that, and it says "We all have." And then I have this Rub-On Alpha from Cocoa Daisy that looked like it would be perfect because A, it's black, and B, it's a different font, like a nice curvy script font. And then the last part of my title is going to be stamped in Twilight ink from Catherine Pooler with this alphabet stamp, excuse me, from Citrus Twist Kits. I tried to be super sneaky here and use the I as a dash by wiping off the edge. It just did not work, so I'm just going to cover those up instead. But now it says "We all have that one coworker." Super cute. I'm actually going to have very little journaling just on that label down there on the bottom because obviously I have the labels all over the spread already that has like the joke. So I'm just going to kind of summarize it down on that label. So I have a bunch of cute hearts I'm going to add here and there. And then also the florals too. I'm going to try and vary the papers that I use between the holographic papers and the regular papers just to have that little bit of flash on my layout. I think that's super cute. And then I wanted to break up a little bit of the photo collage portion of it, so I'm going to put this little flower in here. Then I need something down there in the bottom left because it's looking a little blank. So another flower is going to go down there. Then I wanted to add in a few more different kind of hearts. Looking good, coming together well. Sometimes it's hard to peel those holographic sticker paper off, especially since I cut all the way through on my silhouette like a dork. So I struggled a little bit with that holographic paper, but it worked out in the end. I added my journaling, and then I needed to fill up that space. It was bugging me. And the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add a doodly border around the outside edges of my pages. I think it really ties it together. I don't normally do that, but I also don't normally have white paper around the outside edges of my pages. So I think it really like brings it all together, and it's super cute. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Traci M. Reed. There is a list of the other YouTube hoppers in the description box below if you want to hop along the YouTube hop. All right, thank you.